This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Welcome, gentle viewers. It's Stanley Parable. And we're going to leave this
All of
office.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This wasn't here before. It's new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
What indeed? Why can't I go here? That's really annoying. Huh. Cool. Ooh, fun. I wonder if the new content is much more extravagant.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Ah.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I wonder what triggered me being able to access this content. I don't remember what my last run was. It's been a while since I played.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I have very high expectations.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm glad the narrator is as enthusiastic as me about this. I'm very excited.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Wait, before I finish. Where does the cable go?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't jump anymore. Why is the 0 such low poly count? Or pixel count, I mean. I can't jump. Oh, I guess I could never jump. So this was just allowing me to jump for the first time. 36 times. That's so funny. Seriously?
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What
Does
quality
it?
assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Wow, you didn't even give me a choice.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Whoa, this is different. Cool. But I just checked, there is a test achievement, please ignore. Test achievement description, replace this. And this is where we start normally. What is happening? I've been whisked away into the extra new content.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
No.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Fine. You're gonna be rude about it.
Never mind. You're not a dork.
Ah!
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa. Pretty. What is going on here?
I call it
Wow.
the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh, what a beautiful house.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Why is this in Russian? It's like an old Steam client, but in Russian. Or maybe not. No, it's just in Russian. It's not necessarily old. No, yeah. I don't see the rating system or anything. Weird. Maybe it's not Russian. Something else. I haven't played the game enough. I feel like I'm here too early. Well, that's kind of the point of the game, is to be weird about stuff like that. I wish you could zoom in. Everything you need to make great ideas even better. In today's busy world, it isn't easy managing an effective productivity workflow. That's why the Stanley Parable can help you streamline your workplace efficiency with the Stanley Parable Advanced Computer System software. Productivity loss and or efficiency gain becomes a thing of the past. At last, the power to convert ideas into action is at your fingertips. With the Stanley Parable, at last, it's all in one box, and it's all been designed to fit with the way you run your life into the ground to make money for someone else and last. Agile performance, deploy high impact, dynamically streamline, first edition, world class. Audience award. The British Academy of Arts. Something Straley. The Last of Us. Oh, huh. Oh yeah, the writer of Last of Us. Bruce Straley? Or something like that? Yeah, I don't remember what he specifically did for The Last of Us. I guess the story. Good times. Oh, these are all kinds of endings. In loving memory, the Stanley Parable. The original remake. What does that mean? Our first kiss, my first card, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. I want to go in here! The zone, sweet zone. Ooh. Was there a demo? Don't play for 5 years. It's unachievable. I've had this ending. Aww. Wow, look at that background. And this music.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I don't think I knew this was originally a mod, but it makes sense that it's just because it's a fairly basic source job. It's not an extensive game, so to speak, in mechanical complexity. Knowing your city? Oh, this is parts at the beginning of the game. Oh yeah, the knowing your city as well. I've seen that. Who's that? Oh, it's Stanley. And the lady that finds Stanley dead. Oh, I wonder if this is like a flow chart or something. I wonder if this game has a happy path. The optimal journey through it. Your number is 29.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Repairing snake oil salesman route? Huh. That's great. Wait, what door opened? This one?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
I'm breaking out.
What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
There's a positive one.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
This is spooky. Whoa. Thunder. There's another positive one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did.
Really?
Maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
That kind of startled me, to be honest. Wow, you made a skip button just like that? There's always a clock. And the AC is going full tilt.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah
Great
blah,
voice.
blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet.
Is it gonna repeat?
Until 245. That the logic of elimination.
I feel like I'm playing the game, a game of chicken.
Therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah.
10 past 1. Has time been actually passing?
It can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday.
What is
here
this
and there,
gibberish?
forward and back, and never a moment before
I mean, he
lunchtime.
warned me.
Can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably...
Fine.
Until the...
You win, narrator.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are or were or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say,
Agreed.
if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You
That
see,
one,
it
yes.
could in fact be both of these things at once.
That's what I
That
was
you
gonna
are
say.
both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone?
This is gonna
It
be
has a
my longest
mouthfeel.
episode in this
It is
game
rich
so
with
far.
Ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've got me going back to manifesto.
I didn't do anything.
Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
I should try that sometime.
All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto.
Repeating.
Treatise, Manifesto.
I often have to decide
Treatise.
on
Manifesto.
function names
Treatise.
when I'm
Manifesto.
programming, and
Treatise. Manifesto.
I have such a
Treatise.
hard time naming them, and
Manifesto.
also variables
Treatise.
and parameters and
Manifesto.
stuff. It's just I struggled
Treatise.
so much with naming
Manifesto.
during programming.
Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise.
This is real time. I'm just realizing.
Treatise. Manifesto.
I've been here for
Treatise.
about
Manifesto.
almost 10 minutes since I last looked at the clock.
Manifesto. Treatise.
No, not 10 minutes.
Manifesto.
No, like 4 minutes.
Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise.
Yeah, it seems like it's
Manifesto.
ticking at the
Treatise.
exact second
Manifesto.
rate.
Treatise. Manifesto.
Fine,
Treatise.
narrator, you win. I
Manifesto.
shall skip this.
Treatise. Manifesto.
I'm sick of both words
Treatise.
by now.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well,
Not according to
I want to
this.
say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh,
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're
Oh,
back.
creepy.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting
the
here.
AC still
with
works.
A single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one
Wow.
place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only...
Oh, the clock's done. And the narrator. Where's the narrator? The AC is practically broken. How long has it been? It's been at least a year. So probably way more than that. Oh no, the fire extinguisher's out of batteries. That's really annoying. Please let me skip this.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, "End."
Oh, how did this fall? This is so funny.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the
Where's the
end,
door that I
is
came
never
in
the
through?
end, is
Why did
never
that
the
just
end,
disappear?
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is...
What's that dripping sound? Oh. It's leaking here. Why? Interesting. Oh, cool. This is reminding me so much of one of the endings in Slay the Princess, where you wait for such a long time until the walls of the place you're in crumble away. Wow. We might be free sometime. This fell down. It's been so long. Wow. Pretty. How long has it been? Oh. No, why? What happened? Okay, now it's creepy. What are we hearing? What? What's happening? Whoa. Are you broken? Wow, the whole world has changed. We were by the sea before. This was one hardy building. Creepy. Our heat waves in the desert. I just want to wait longer. I don't want to leave. This has been my home for millennia. Ah. What? God damn it. I guess I just perished at the end of time. Oh, that was fun.